Hi, fifth graders. Today is lesson 4.4 in stretching and shrinking. It is your last lesson in this book. We will do the unit review, the investigation 4 review, and then the unit review and the unit test, and then you're all done with CMP. So today's lesson is going to be a little bit fun. If you are able to, you will need a ruler or a yardstick and something to measure outside. So hopefully today is a nice and sunny day. If not, I will talk about in the video some alternative things you could do to try this method. So it's called using shadows to find heights using similar triangles. First, I'll go over the work from yesterday or whenever you did lesson 4.3. AX is 10, and then there is a possible explanation. You might have used the scale factor or the ratios. For all of these, I'm not going to read the explanation because you could read it, pause it, and read it yourself, or guessing that you probably either used the ratio or the scale factor. B is 2.5. C is 41.25 centimeters. And then it goes through the angles. Let's see. Another way to use scale factor. Angle A is 112. Angle B is 68. Angle C is 112. Angle D is 112. Angle E is 68. And angle F is 112. All right. D, X is 1. D2, Y is 7. D3, the area of the small figure is 40 and the perimeter is 28. So the scale factor you should have gotten was 1.75. So the area of the large figure is 122.5. The scale factor is 1.75. Therefore, you would have done 40 times 1.75 times 1.75. Or 40 times whatever that 1.75 times 1.75 is. The perimeter is 49 because perimeter is just scale factor. You would do 28 times 1.75 and get 49. All right, in today's lesson, they're talking about using shadows. You can find the height of a school building by climbing a ladder and using a long tape measure. You can also use easier and less dangerous ways to find the height. On sunny days, you can use shadows to estimate outdoor heights that are difficult to measure directly. The diagram below shows how the method works. On a sunny day, any upright object casts a shadow. The diagram below shows 2 triangles. So what we're assuming here is that the sun's rays are parallel. The imaginary lines are parallel because the sun's rays are parallel, right? So they're making this triangle here with the Statue of Liberty, her shadow, and the sun's rays. Okay, so we know these are similar because this is a 90-degree angle, a right angle, and we know that these are parallel, which would make these 2 angles equal. So therefore they'd be all equal angles and therefore similar triangles. So sorry about that. So assuming, my goodness. Assuming you know the length of the stick you are with, and you can measure the shadow, the stick you're using plus the shadow. If you know the lengths of those 2, you can use the length of the shadow of the item you're measuring to find the height of the item. So let's talk about that. What are the corresponding angles of the large triangle and the small triangle? Why are they congruent? I kind of already talked about that because if this one is 90 and the sun's rays are parallel, these would be also equal. So how are we going to use that shadow? I just talked about that. To use the shadow method, measure the following: the length of the stick, the length of the shadow stick, and the length of the building or whatever you're measuring's shadow. Okay, and you can then use scale factor to determine, right? Or you could use, sorry about that. You could use ratio or scale factor to figure out the height. So it's going to ask you, it says your teacher will assign you, you can choose your own because you're at home, your objects such as a flagpole, clock tower, or school. Use the shadow method to find the height of the object. So like I said, you'll need a ruler or a yardstick, or even if you have some other stick that you know the height of, use that measurement, sketch and record your measurements. Use the similar triangles to find the height of the object. C says, what could some problems be from the shadow method? Explain. And then in D, you are solving a problem that they have given you. Your homework for tonight will be 15 and 16 along with problem 37. Have a great day.